Okay guys, so I'm headed to the thrift store. This one is my favorite one. I just feel like they have more stuff that I like at this location. I've been thinking about getting like clothing for some reason. I don't necessarily need anything, but you know how you just have like one thing in mind when you go to the thrift store, or not even a thing, but like a type of thing that you want to look at. Wait, let me go ahead and go in this thrift store because I'm here now, and I'll show y'all what I get if I get something. I'm not just gonna force myself to buy anything because I probably shouldn't just be spending money anyway. Have y'all heard that there's supposed to be like a recession coming up? I've heard that a couple of times now, so yeah, I'm about to start really saving even harder, but I'm gonna look around in here real fast. Okay guys, so I'm in the fitting room. I never come in here, but I had to because last time I bought something, then I couldn't even fit it. So, oh my god, I didn't know it had this little slit in the back. That'll make me not want it. It fits cute, but that little slit back here, get all my nerves. Hope this one fits because it's a really cute little print. It looks like this so far. So hopefully it stretches, but it's really a stretchy material, so it should be good. It doesn't have a little slit in the back, so that's a plus. I know it'll fit better when it's no pants under here too, like the pants are kind of holding it in a certain spot. I just put everything back, but then I spotted these. And I know they don't look, you know, like really anything, but I like the bottoms, how skinny they are, and they just stretch so much. So I'm actually headed back to the fitting room to try these on. Guys, I love the jeans. So they just fit so good. Like, they're basically like leggings, but have a little denim look. I'm so glad I found these. Like, this was worth the trip. I know that mirror is dirty, so y'all can't even really tell. But I like this. You're just like, I'm so happy, y'all. I'm so happy about those jeans. Like, y'all, I don't have many pairs of jeans anymore. I only have like maybe 3 or 4 pairs, and so this is going to be added to my collection. But I like those because they look like you can, like, you know, dress them up or dress them down, because they're like almost like a dress pant looking material. Like, y'all, I'm so happy about them. And they were only $4.79 with tax, so I thought they were going to be like 7 something, but I'm almost tempted to go back in here and just like look some more, because I'm sure like I'm missing something, because I didn't just go through a lot of the racks. So I kind of want to go back in here, but I had to just go ahead and buy those and see how much they were going to be. But I think I am going to just run back in here, to be honest. Like, because I mean, I'm not doing anything else. I don't want to spend a bunch of money, but I mean, if I see something like that where it's like, okay, you're really saving, then I feel like it's a valid purchase. Hey guys, so I'm just gonna do a voiceover on this part because there was a lot of copyright music playing. But anyway, I went to a new thrift store and I just, you know, took my time to try to actually piece together an outfit. This is what I ended up with right here, and I really like it. This is me at home trying it on for the first time because I never quite, you know, tried it on. So yeah, I'm really happy with it. This entire outfit was $8 and some change. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna stop sleeping on the thrift store and go more often. So if you guys want to see more of these thrifting videos, let me know and I'll go back and pick up some stuff from time to time. Hey guys, so I'm downtown about to pick up a copy of my son's birth certificate. I don't know why I still don't have a copy, but I don't. When I had him, I almost assumed that they would just like mail me a copy, but that's not the way that it goes. You actually have to go and pay for one. So I'm going to pick that up, just so if I need to do anything with it, I can. I just had to go around the corner because this stupid car, like I was trying to, get into a park, and a car just like came up behind me, like she was just gonna run right into my car, so I had to like pull up to avoid an accident. So yeah, had to end up going around the block because it's a one-way. But this time I'm gonna get in this park. I was trying to like look across the street too and see if I should just, yeah, I'm gonna do that. Oh, that's a freaking handicap park. Yo, there's no way. I'm about to just back up. Yeah, I'm not doing this 2 times in a row. You know what I noticed? When you look at things online, the information is totally different than what they tell you in person. So online, they were like, oh, it's, $24, and then it's an additional fee. The lady just was like, yeah, come in, it's $10. Like, they just have different information. I don't know. I'm trying to see if I have any cash because I don't know if they're going to take debit, but of course, I hope they do just take debit. Okay, so I was on the wrong side of the building, but it is this building. I wonder if I'm supposed to go in right here because it says Register of Deeds. But let me just look at the back because the man just said the other side of the building, like it was in the back. So, okay, yeah, I guess it's over here. It's hella creepy in here, like, the hell? So they have a sign for passports. So I don't know if I'm in the wrong spot, but I'm just gonna go out here. Okay, so I got my son's birth certificate finally. So it's funny, right? Because there was a situation when my son was born where his father couldn't sign because, like, okay, it was some drama, going on. And so it was like, as soon as my son was born, he just basically had to like leave. Now, he was there for like a few minutes, and it's like the hospital brought paperwork where it was like, okay, the mother can fill out this paperwork. But then it's like, maybe about an hour later, they brought some secondary paperwork and was like, oh, now it's really official and it's really time for the father to sign the birth certificate. So it's like, by that time he was already gone and he couldn't even sign it, which, I mean, I don't really see like why it's important anyway. I mean, I don't care. Like, some people are like offended by that or insulted, like, oh, it's a bad thing, but I don't really see why it's a bad thing. And I feel like it's kind of the hospital's fault, because why wouldn't you bring all of that like immediately? Don't sit up and say, oh, well, this is for the mother to fill out, and then an hour later, the father could already be gone. Now you bring out this mysterious other paperwork, but it's fine. Like, nobody really needs that, like, anyway. like, for example, just say I wanted to like put my son on child support, put his father on child support. All they're gonna do is request like a DNA test, or if he doesn't like take the DNA test, they would just automatically assume that he's the father regardless. So it's like, honestly, the birth certificate thing doesn't really bother me, because at the end of the day, the DNA isn't gonna lie. So it's like, who really needs that anyway? I'm trying to just be the type that doesn't just go straight into that, because like I know people that are dealing with that and it's kind of serious. So that wouldn't be my first response, is to just say, oh, child support. But I understand it, I get it, because like people will push you sometimes to be like, oh, okay, that's what it is. But I don't know why I'm just driving like I have 1,000,000 gallons of gas in the car or something. It's so crazy because I really love Sylvester Stallone, y'all. So I watched all the Rockies today. Like, well, I won't say today, but like last night into today, I literally watched Rocky 2 through 5. I didn't have to watch the original because I've already seen that 1,000,000 times. But I'm saying this because like before that I was watching Rambo, and I was really like loving Rambo. I don't know, Sylvester Stallone just has this way of like making you love him. You almost kind of like feel sorry for him and stuff. Like he knows how to like get sympathy from the audience. But y'all, I was really in the bed today, just stuck, like clicking next movie. Like every time one would go off, I would just start watching the other one back to back. So it was so funny, and it's really crazy because like, you know, Rocky is such an old movie, but it's still just one of the best movies. Like my eyes really watered up a couple of times, like, because he just, I don't know, he's a great actor, that's all I can say. But like when the old guy was talking to him, his trainer, like that was sad. When it was you know, the scene with him running up the stairs, that was a little like, you just felt how happy he was. Like it was a genuine happy feeling. I don't know, but y'all, I could be so like mushy sometimes, but then so not mushy at the same time. Or like so serious seeming or whatever. Just out here trying to work real fast. I might get out and walk a little bit. My son's at his grandmother's house eating oatmeal and peaches. My mother loves making her grandkids oatmeal for some reason. Like all of like my nieces and nephews just love her oatmeal. But and now my son, of course. But yeah, I'm really happy I have the birth certificate printed out, because I don't know, I just feel like my hospital, I don't know, the lady claims that no hospital just like gives you the birth certificate. So maybe I shouldn't say my hospital, but just like my whole birthing experience was a little crappy, to be honest. Of course, like the highlight was actually getting to meet my son, and I'm not referring to that, but I'm just referring to, my epidural didn't work. Like, it was just multiple things. Like, I feel like I wasn't dilating fast enough. Like, my water was breaking or leaking, as they called it. But I just wasn't really dilating fast enough, so I had to just keep like laying on my side. I think I went into like back labor because my back was hurting really bad. And I was gonna try to do it without an epidural, which honestly I did, because the epidural did not work at all. The only thing that got numb was my lower right leg under my kneecap. And I'm just like, wow, like, that's the least, like, that area is so unnecessary. So why is this part numb and nothing else is numb? But anyway, okay, I gotta take this off because it's actually hot today. It's like 70 degrees, and this little thin jacket seems like it's not really that thick, but this thing will have you like burning up. But yeah, my epidural didn't work. The nurses, they were getting on my nerves so bad. Like, at some point I just was like ready to basically fight in there, because it was like, I was telling them and I understand now, you know, they had already given me the epidural at this point, but me being a first time parent, I didn't know that it feels like you have to poop when you're giving birth. Like, I thought that you would feel it more so like vaginally and not like back there. I don't know how to explain it, but we all know what it feels like when you have to poop, and that's basically what it felt like, but just like 10 times harder. And then on top of that, like, you're having contractions and going through that pain too. So when I was telling them like, okay, I need to get up and go to the bathroom, they were just like kind of sitting there ignoring me, like, oh, whatever. Like, nobody was really explaining like, okay, well, that's just normal, that's, you know, just the baby basically pushing down or whatever. But I feel like I had to wait so long for like one lady to finally come in and explain like, okay, that's just normal labor pains or whatever. And once she did that, I was like, oh, okay, you know. But it just felt like, you know, I was about to sit there and like poop on my freaking self, and nobody was like, they just basically were like, oh, hold her down, you know, don't let her get up. But they weren't trying to communicate with me like, okay, you're feeling this because of X, Y, and Z. Like, so that's what really pissed me off about the situation. I had to just tell my son's father, like, listen, you're gonna have to leave out the room because like, I'm about to just go to the bathroom on the bed, because they're not trying to let me get up off the bed. But of course I couldn't go to the bathroom, because that's not what it was. It was just like the pressure of the baby. But yeah, so that was pretty crappy feeling, literally. No, but yeah, that felt, you know, pretty crazy. Like, okay. And my mother always jokes with me like, see, that's why you should have invited me into the room. But I don't know, I just always felt like it's crazy to have your mother in there and you're just gonna be like busting it open. Like, I don't know. And I don't know why it feels like that, but I just wouldn't want to have like people other than my son's father in the room with me. So, but she was literally there like a couple of minutes after the baby got there. So I mean, she just came on the good part, honestly. And I know my mother, like, she always says that she wouldn't have, but I always tell her that she probably would have been arguing with the nurses, like going off, because she kind of knows a lot about you know, deliveries and stuff like that. She watches a lot of documentaries and stuff like that about labor. I mean, my mother's had 3 kids of her own. I'm the youngest one, so I know she probably would have been able to kind of walk me through what was going on. Because my son's father was just like over there on the couch falling asleep. Like, he would check in on me every now and then, but he wasn't really like active in the whole thing or hands-on. So yeah, I know it definitely would have been different if she were there, but I just felt like, okay, this is our child, like nobody else should really be here going through this besides me and you. I don't know if I already told y'all this, but I was leaving a grocery store, so I was like backing out of a park. So, you know, I put my car in reverse, back up. But then when it was time for me to pull forward, you know, I thought that I was putting the car in drive, but I actually hadn't got all the way back to the D yet. I was just still in neutral. So I like, you know, stepped on the gas trying to drive, and my like engine just roared like, you know. So because I like revved the engine or whatever, I just basically saw the car, not the car, but like the inside of the car started like smoking, and I started smelling this weird smell. And when I looked, it was like, you know, one of the cords like this basically, but it was getting really hot, and it was like something was smoking. I don't think it was actually the cord that was smoking, but it was basically coming out of the cigarette lighter port, or whatever you call that little thing. This, let me show y'all. See this little cigarette lighter thing? I put this up here to remind me and other people not to even use it, because I don't know what's going on with that. But yeah, ever since I like revved the engine while it was in neutral, that cord like kept smoking. So basically I pulled over, I turned the car off, took the key out, of course, and basically when I started the car back up, it was like still smoking. Like I took everything out of the ports, but then when I put it back, it was still doing that. So I'm like, okay, I don't know what's going on. I tried to Google it. Like, I don't see anything about that. They're just like, oh, it's not gonna, you know, damage your car if you rev the engine in neutral, because that's like a really common mistake. But I still felt like that was just weird. It was plugged into this thing when it happened. So I don't know if it was like this, if it was the actual, you know, car cigarette lighter hole or what, but I just started using the one that's like right here instead of that one, because I don't have time. Y'all read this bumper sticker. That's the funniest thing I ever saw. The thing on the person's window was so funny, because that's exactly how I be feeling. Like I be wanting to say that to people, but it's like you can't really say it. Like you can, but you gotta like catch them at the right moment. But I swear, like sometimes I wish I could just transfer that onto my car, because that's exactly how I feel. But at the same time, you have to like think ahead. Like, you know, if you get out and really try to fight somebody and your kids are in the car, it's like, who's gonna come get your kids while you're getting arrested? And see, I think like, you know, ahead. That's how I think I've stayed out of a lot of trouble in life, because I always, you know, like I never just let my emotions kind of take over and make me do stupid stuff. Your girl is smart. It's like, let me stop being stupid. But no, yeah, like I just think, and I really like that about myself. Now I don't always make the best decisions ever, but it's like I've avoided a lot of drama and just like being annoyed by just kind of thinking ahead. Like, okay, what can happen if I do this? Or like, how will this affect other people or myself or whatever? So yeah, I hope that I maintain that quality, because sometimes like I do just want to, you know, be like everybody else and just be reckless. But it's like I try to just think about the future, and like, you know, I don't want things to go too left, you know. But I'm just sitting out here working. It's so funny when people just want to like start conversations, because it's always kind of awkward. The cashier, I guess she saw my last name, so she was like, you know, are you from here? And I'm like, no, I'm from New Jersey. And she's like, oh, because, you know, that's my father's last name or something. I'm like, okay, so what are you trying to say? You think we're like related? But it's funny because she could have kind of looked like my family members on that side. So, on my father's side of the family. So it was a little awkward, but I wasn't about to be like, oh, you know, my father's name is this and my grandmother's name was that and my uncles and all that. Like, I'm not about to name all this stuff because, like, I barely even speak to those people. Well, my father and my grandmother passed away, and I believe, yeah, my grandfather passed away too. So, like, yeah, the only one I really used to talk to was my grandmother. And so, yeah, like, it just was no need. And I did tell her that, like, well, I mean, I barely even, you know, associate with that side of the family. Not because they did anything. I mean, my father, like, I guess you could say he did something wrong because he wasn't, you know, an active parent. So, I mean, that's definitely not good. But that's like, it seems like 99% of this community is just like that. Like, they just don't know how to have that loyalty or whatever to their families. But yeah, and I know, like, people will be like, oh, well, I know somebody who is loyal, but from what I've seen, like, I just don't see it as far as, you know, the men, you know, actually being involved in their kids' lives. So yeah, that's what I'm referring to. When I watch, like, paternity court and it's situations where they're not the father, I feel like those men are more attached, like, oh, well, I'm still gonna be in their lives even though it's not my kid. But then, like, the situations where it's actually their kid, they'll just be like, oh, okay, whatever, like, you know, have this little attitude. And that's just so pathetic to me. Like, how do you just take care of somebody else's kid and you're not even doing that with your own kids? Or, like, how do you go and make more kids when you have some that you're not even, you know, taking care of? So, I don't know. But this is just the stuff that goes through my mind sometimes. Like, people are just real, their priorities just are not even, they just don't have priorities, basically. I want to start getting more B-roll. If y'all don't know what that is, it's just like, you know, little close-ups and slow motion things. But I feel like I'm gonna have to be kind of a little photographer to do that. Like, I'm gonna really have to get out get out the car and just, like, point the camera and stuff, instead of just sitting here and recording. But I mean, that's fine. That'll kind of, you know, make it more interesting when I'm editing the vlogs, because it can get a little bit boring when you're just sitting there and, like, listening to talking. So it makes it more interesting when you can, like, you know, add in those little clips of B-roll and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm gonna do that right here. I'll put some little B-roll in. Yo, that was actually pretty fun, just, you know, collecting B-roll. I felt like a little photographer. I like stuff like that. Like, I used to kind of want to be a photographer, and I probably need to kind of look into that more. The only thing I don't like about being a photographer is I feel like you have to buy like expensive equipment, but maybe not. Now that there's iPhones, like maybe somebody would literally just pay you to take their picture with an iPhone or take certain pictures. I don't know, but if you guys know anything about something like that, let me know. I know y'all used to tell me I should take or do like voiceovers. I looked into that. I actually paid for like a little subscription before, and I tried to like do samples of readings or whatever, but I never made any money. Because on the website they'll have like, okay, Sarah has been doing this for 6 years and she has over 700 successful listings or whatever. So it's like, with me just getting into it, nobody was really gonna select me anyway to even like give me an opportunity to, you know, make money. So it's like every little thing that you think of, it always has like a little catch. So that's why I'm just still doing this, even though I really would like to be into interior decoration. Even with that, I feel like you have to kind of get, what do you call it, like certified and certifications and stuff like that, and I'm just not really, I don't know, I just want to do it. Like, I don't want to have to go to school for it, and I know that's bad, but why is this bra so crooked? But yeah, I know that that's bad, but I don't know, I just feel like, just let me do it. It has to be somebody out here that would just pay me to like design their space or decorate their space. I was gonna, like, you know, be like a closet organizer on a website so that like I can get paid by the hour and stuff like that. But then I was like, man, do I really want to even do this? Because first of all, germs, you know, like I don't want to be touching other people's stuff, like, and be that intimate with your clothing that you actually wear. Now in a store, I can deal with that, even though that was even a little creepy at times, because it was like, damn, people are going trying on these clothes, like, do I really even want to touch this? But I could deal with it, because you still felt like, you're okay, it's mostly, you know, new unreturned clothing. But being inside somebody's house and in their closet would just feel totally different. But yeah, I was like on a website and I was trying to like mentally prepare to try to do that job, but I never ended up doing it. And I don't even think that that was like in my area. So yeah, I don't know, y'all, but I've been thinking lately about different jobs, but then again, I don't really want to. I'm basically spoiled now. I'll just put it like that. Like, I'm spoiled to the point where I don't even want a normal job anymore, because yeah, like, I want to be able to go home whenever I want. I want to be able to wake up whenever I want. I want to be able to wear whatever I want. And so it's just like, I don't really even want to, you know, get myself into some other job where I can't do those things. But anyway, I'm going to end the vlog here. I think that I'm going to include the stuff from the thrift store. It was only like, you know, 2 or 3 items, but yeah, I think I'm going to put that in this vlog. And I know this was a pretty boring vlog, I'm sorry, but I mean, it's just nothing happening that's entertaining, and I'm on a budget, so I can't just, you know, go try to make it happen. I'll probably show y'all my salad, because I think later tonight I'm gonna go home and make the salad, so I'll probably put that like as the last clip. But thank you guys for watching, and I'll talk to y'all on the next vlog. Bye. Hey guys, so I'm about to do something kind of crazy. So I have some vanilla ice cream right here, and I'm about to put olive oil and salt. Now I got this recipe from, like, it's a really famous chef on TV, and they just did it, so I'm guessing that it's not that terrible. I'm trying to only put a little bit just in case it's nasty, but I had to try it. When I saw it, I'm like, what? Okay, I'm not gonna put that much. So I just put 3 little drizzles, and I guess the salt has to kind of stick to the oil, so I'm really not gonna go overboard with the salt, so. Okay. I'm so scared to try this. Now, why am I smelling it like I'm really gonna smell something? But y'all, it's actually kind of good. You definitely have to get used to it, but I get it. It's actually pretty good.